Good morning, children. We have already started chapter number 9 of science, that is solids, liquids and gases. We have learned about molecules, atoms, elements and compounds, and we have also learned about the intermolecular spaces in solid, liquids and gases. Today we will learn what are solutions and what is solubility. Okay. Have you taken some water and added some sugar in it, or say some salt? What happens when you dissolve salt in water or sugar in water? It actually dissolves, right? Yes or no? So, solution is basically a mixture of solute and solvent. Now, what are solute and solvents? See, in your previous class, you must have learned about the terms like solute and solvent. Solute is the substance which is dissolved in a solvent. Okay, and solvent is a liquid. Solvent is a liquid substance which dissolves the solute, and the mixture, okay, the result, the substance which we found, which we get after dissolving a solute in a solvent is called as solution. Okay, is called as solution. Now, can you see some water in my hand? Yes? Okay. Now, see what I am going to do. This is a solvent. We call water as universal solvent because it can dissolve almost everything which is soluble. Okay? Everything which is soluble. So, it's the best solvent. It's called this universal solvent. Now, I'm taking a pinch of salt. So, here, can you see? This salt is a solute. This water is a solvent, and when I put this solute in water, what will happen? See, for some time it will remain like that. Gradually it will dissolve. But see, almost every particle of salt has dissolved in this water. Yes? Okay. Same way, if I take some sugar, and dissolve in water, you see what will happen? Gradually the sugar particles will dissolve in water. Okay, it will dissolve gradually. So this means, now what are these are now solutions. Okay, this is salt solution and this is sugar solution in water. I have dissolved salt, that was the solute, water solvent, and it has formed salt solution. Now here I have dissolved sugar in water and this has become sugar solution. Okay, same way, suppose if I put some lemon in this, lemon drops, this is also liquid, lemon drops in this, what will happen? Now can you differentiate where are the lemon drops? Where are the lemon drops? Where have they gone? See, they have mixed up. Okay, so that means lemon drops are also soluble in water. So by this we have understood that there are some substances which are soluble in water and there are some substances which are insoluble in water. You cannot actually mix everything with water. Okay, there are few things which you cannot mix, like chalk. Chalk cannot be mixed in water. Okay, it cannot be mixed with water. So this is insoluble. Okay, there are few things which are soluble like salt, sugar, lemon, there are many liquid things, juices, all these things. But there are few things which are not soluble like oil, chalk, sand, tea leaves. They are not soluble in water. Like suppose this is oil. If I put some drops of oil in water, what will happen? It will float on water. Can you see this? What will happen? It will not dissolve. It will float on water. Can you see this? Oil floating on water. Okay. Even if I stir it, see, even if I stir it, what will happen? Will it dissolve? No, it will not dissolve. Some of the oil has stuck in my spoon and some of the oil is still traveling on water. You can see these oil droplets. it is still above water. That means it has not dissolved in water. Okay, so oil, chalk, sand, tea leaves, they cannot dissolve in water. So you must have understood about now solutions and solubility. Now there are factors on which solubility depends. There are factors which affect solubility. So the very first factor which I have already explained to you is stirring a solution. Now here you remember we mixed sugar with water. Yes. See, I know this will dissolve. Gradually if I keep it like this for some time it will dissolve. But if I stir it, okay, if I stir it, the rate of solubility will increase. The time in which the sugar will get dissolved in water will decrease actually. Okay? It will dissolve in lesser time than it would happen naturally. It would take less time, and see, gradually most of the sugar has dissolved in water. Very few sugar particles are left. Okay, and if I keep on doing this continuously, very soon I will dissolve sugar. Okay. Now, the second important factor affecting solubility is temperature. How? See what happens. What happens? See, this was the sugar solution. Now suppose if I warm it up, if I pour it in a steel container and I keep it on a gas stove and switch and turn it on, what will happen? Because of the rise in temperature, this sugar will dissolve in water quickly at a faster rate. Okay? So temperature actually affects solubility. Because of the rise of temperature, the particles dissolve quickly. They dissolve faster. Okay, because the spaces, the intermolecular spaces expand, and then the sugar is able to occupy the empty space in water, and then it quickly dissolves. Okay, but if you keep on dissolving sugar in cold water for some time, it will, after some time it will stop dissolving. But if you raise the temperature, if you keep it on a, don't experiment this unless you are with some elder, if you keep it on a gas stove and then you dissolve, you can dissolve more water, more sugar in water, because hot water can dissolve more sugar than cold water. Okay, because the intermolecular spaces expands and then sugar can take more space. So more sugar can be expanded. Have you seen when mama makes halwa or laddus, what does she do? Does she pour cold water and sugar? No, she always make a sugar syrup. Sugar syrup is basically water boiled with sugar. Okay, so that it can dissolve the sugar better and it gives a better taste. Okay. So I hope you have understood this factors affecting solubility, stirring and temperature. In the next video I will explain you how does a solution form.